Good morning, traders. Welcome to the London webinar. Today is the final day for the free session. So I don't think there's a lot of people here from the free session also, just a few of you. Most of them are our traders or traders who are in the installment program already. But if you will be watching this video later on, and I think that's what most traders do, they watch the videos later on. If you're watching the video later on and you missed the entire week, if you watch this as the first video you saw, go back and watch the videos from Monday to Friday. If you saw them, if you were in a live session, you should probably go back and watch them again and watch them full all the way to the end. You may say, well, I only trade euro and pound. Watch everything, because everything in some places, in some of the charts, I will stop and I will explain in details patterns, why patterns behave like that. And there are moments when we will stop in the middle of the webinar and give more details into any specific structure. So if you want to learn something, the best thing is to watch the whole video. If you watch a part of it and you think you don't need to watch more, please let it run to the end. It will help the video be promoted by YouTube more if the video gets more view time. If you watch 5 minutes to an hour and a half video, YouTube think that video is useless. You watch 5 minutes because you only need Bitcoin, for example. So please let it run to the end. Let everything play out for the full hour and a half, and that will help the video get promoted more because the content is good. If you can share the videos, you can take the videos, share them on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want. That will also help. Thank you for that. So with that said, the final day, so I'll give you the promotion today. I'll have to do it both times. The promotion is simple. We have a course starting in mid-November, which is sometime the 20th, maybe not next Monday, the Monday after that. So today is what? Today is the 10th, the 20th, yes, exactly in a week. We have a live course starting. What do you get when you join the live course? I actually gave this like about every day. And yesterday only I got a question. Hey, can you please explain to me what we get in the live course? So let me explain this again. If you're watching this video, when you join us, and you can literally join us anytime, there is a one-time payment for lifetime access. You pay one time for a training course. It's 6 to 8 weeks. You get access to the group for life. That means at any given time, you can leave and come back. Your access is still there, right? So you still have access to the group at all times. We've had traders who leave for 2-3 years, some 4 years, 5 years, and they came back. Well, different reasons, life happens, right? They came back to trading and they came right back into the course. They're right back in the group and they pick up where they left off and repeat most of what they missed, right? So when you paid for the thing, we put you in a group. The group is a workplace. It's a paid place. It's a $4 a month payment that each trader pays separately because it's not that expensive, and the workplace is really good. We tried some free places that wasn't so good. The videos will disappear and the content would lost and all of that because they're limited amount of space they give you when it's free. In workplace, we have as much as we want. So all the videos are saved. Everything is kept in place. You can go back and watch them as many times as you want. There are 3 recorded courses there. You wouldn't get that anywhere else. The last 2 courses that I recorded, unless somebody from this group steal it and try to sell it as theirs, it's nowhere to be found at all. The method that I use there is unique, which means it's not just wave analysis, but it's wave analysis following how you would use the wave, the trade, and how we would use the wave analysis to identify patterns. And that has never been done anywhere before. Now, this time, we would go into practical sessions. A lot of it would be Q&A, which means when you watch those 3 recordings, what you missed or what you don't understand. So it's going to be a repeat of everything almost in the Q&A sessions, as well as practical part. You will get to share your screen, show us how you identify them. I would be watching you, see what mistakes you make and correct them as we go along. So we will start from the monthly to the 15 minutes, and you would tell me where the trade is. First, you would have to watch those 3 recordings. So you would have time for that. If you join now, you have a week for that. So anybody who would like to join the group as a full-time member, this is your chance. If you contacted me 5 years ago to join and you didn't join and you're interested in joining now, you wasted 5 years of your life. Because if you still want to be a trader, you should have paid 5 years ago when you could have paid. And they were traders who could have paid 5 years ago and wants to pay now. And I'm like, dude, you wasted 5 years of time because you're not paying more or less now. You're paying the same amount, except that you would have had 5 years experience trading. And by now, you probably would be the super trader. Who knows? We don't know that, right? So if you join now, if you think trading, if you're serious about trading and trading is what you want to do for the rest of your life, whether as a hobby, whether as a, I don't know, as a form of getting kicks. We had a trader who was trading with a pension, and he was trading just because it was cheaper for him to trade than to go have fun other places. Literally, he didn't make that a secret. He said, I like casino and all that, but my money gets lost there very quick. So trading tickles the nerves a little for him. He's in a group of really good guys. He had a lot of friends in the group as well. He enjoys it. He gets the kicks. His account, I think, was a very small one, about 5,000. He never lost the account because he traded small. But, you know, it's fun part for him, and that is okay. That's his thing, right? He had fun for a very long time until he left. He was from Australia, but he was living in Thailand, and then he had to move back to Australia. Some pension law changed. He had to move back, and he just stopped trading. Whatever happened, I don't know. I never heard back from him. But was really curious because he wasn't really trading for a living. He never thought that he wanted to do it as a living. He was in pension. He was getting very good pension. You know, he was having fun in Thailand, living in a nice place. So people do it for different reasons. There's one person who was working with they own the company, multinational company that does a lot of trading of dollars and euros and foreign currencies because of their export that they do. And they were in the group simply to get euro and dollar daily, get the price daily and which direction I think it's going to go. That's all they needed. They weren't really trading Forex. So we have a lot of people who, for different reasons, take it because they want the forecast. If you're a retail trader and you want to be a successful trader, you may want to join the group for that purpose, just to become a successful trader. We will try our best to make you a successful trader. If you can't afford to pay for the course, if you think that $2,500 is too much for a lifetime, access to the group, or if you can't, you would like it, but you can't afford to pay for it now, we give you the options of paying in installment, which means you can pay in very small sums until you complete the payment, and then you get access to everything. While you're paying, you will get access to the London and New York webinars. That is the 2 webinars we're doing right now. Go and look at the entire week, and if within this week, all those 10 videos you see, you think is worth $25 because you're paying $100 a month, then yes, you should join. The problem is all of that will be free when you complete the payment for the course. Because the minute you complete the payment for the course, we put you into the group, you become the full-time trader, and everything you got before that was free because you will still get the course, the training course, and access to everything else for the rest of your life for free. Why did I set it like that? Because the purpose of this group was to help traders. That's why it's set like that. We could sell all these webinars separately. I could sell you access, $5 or $10 access to join any one of these sessions at any one time. I guarantee you there'll be hundreds of people who would be here, but they wouldn't learn anything. They definitely wouldn't become successful traders. They'll probably join for the kicks, they'll join for the fun, they'll join for different reasons, but they wouldn't become successful traders. It's a doable thing out there. I mean, sales, you can do sales pitch in all different ways and sell things at different prices. And actually, I was even offered that once. To break it up and sell it in pieces, sell the course videos in packages of 2 and 4 and 6 and gold, platinum and silver and whatever bullshit else you can come up with. But that would not make you a successful trader. You'll buy things, but you buy a lot of videos, but you wouldn't be a successful trader. Because the only way you become a successful trader is trading in a group with us under the guidance of successful traders, which we have a lot of in this group. And first, being trained to do that. Give the right training, and then you practice with us. That's the way to success. Like anything else. Take any sports. Take anything where there's a learning method, where you have to learn. Take medicine, for example. You go 6 years or so to school, And then you still have to do 2 or 3 years internship before you can even call yourself a doctor, under the guidance of an experienced doctor. You will never anywhere in the world be allowed to practice when you finish school, because you're going to kill a lot of people. So nobody will ever allow you to go practice on your own. You will be under the guidance of a doctor for 2 to 3 years before you will be allowed to work individually as a doctor. There's a reason for that, right? Same thing with trading. You just can't open an account and go start trading and think you'll do it very well. It's pretty high risk. So with that said, I think that's enough. Today is the last day. You get that? Let's go. That's mostly not for you guys. It's for the people who will be watching the video, because you're here, so you know everything already. Let's start. Dollar index. If we do a quick recap of where we were when you joined us on Monday, I think we were going down. I can't remember. Where was Monday? Monday was what date? Let me just check, see where we were and what we did. Monday was the 6th, right? So let's see where we were in the 6th. We were at the bottom here. Yeah, we were at the bottom going up. Right? I think we were here going down when we didn't sell that. We were at the bottom here. We didn't sell this piece because we knew it wasn't going to go far. We wanted an impulse. We wanted a correction. I said, let it make an impulse, make a correction, and we'll buy. I think that was what we started with, right? Well, we got the impulse. Normally, as a trader, we didn't have to wait for the big one. We started trading from in here. Some of these trades we got, not all of them. We got the pound. I think we got Aussie after the news. And if I can remember, a few of them. Maybe CAD or some other one we got, right? Where you got it on the 15 minutes going up. And then we took this trade, which was break even. And then we figured out that it's going to make a bigger correction, 1, 2, 3. That wasn't the correct 1, 2, 3. This is the smaller flat, as it turns out, a smaller correction of its own, lower degree. Then we get the bigger one, and this is a trade. So now you're breaking out of this, and you're making a flag slightly bigger than this. That's a buy setup. Where would the bigger structure go? I think we agreed that it's going to go upside because this arrow was there. I don't know for a fact that this is the one that is going to break out, but let's take a look at where the last time we finished this bigger flat. You got a flat. You broke out, you got another one, you broke out, you got another one, you broke out, you got another one, you broke out, and then you make a deeper correction. So I think that the high probability this goes, probably make another one, go, make another one, go. And if this is a sharp impulse, we might never get a bigger one even anytime soon. Right? There's a good chance it just takes off because we have 1, 2, 3 already. Can it become more complex? Absolutely. Which means there's a chance that it could still break this top and then come back pretty deep into this. Make another flat here and still drop again. 1, 2, 3. And then drop again here. So you get 1, you get 2, you get 3, you get 4, you get 5, and then it goes. So you see where wave trading can become complex. I'm telling you this thing is going to go out and you're all ready for the upside, and then it starts coming down and you're like, oh, this guy got it wrong. Wave analysis is not working. We will see the turn and we will trade it downside. I can guarantee you that we will be trading it downside the minute we saw that. The problem is, how can you visualize pattern? You will know, wave analysis, not when you recognize what you see in the charts already. Right? I think a lot of traders confuses this. They recognize pattern and they think, oh, well, I know wave analysis. No, it's when you can visualize what hasn't happened as yet. So if any one of you, just before I said it, visualize the possibility of this breaking the top, coming back here like this, and then go there, then you're very close to understanding wave analysis. If you didn't and you just thought this was going to go up, or you have no idea what it's going to do, then you're not visualizing. This is a simple possibility of what can happen. It could be more complex than that. If I start showing you all the complexity, you'll stop trading, right? So a guidance is needed until you get to that level so that it doesn't affect you. You don't stop trading because that's a possibility. You understand the possibility and you manage your trade based on the possibilities. Because if you don't take a trade because it's possible can be something else, you're going to have problem trading. But that doesn't mean you should be ignorant of the fact that it could be something else. Knowledge is power. So knowing means you will manage your trade accordingly. So we'll take the trade and we'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't go, we'll manage it. If it goes great for us, that's a trade. So I hope for our sake that we actually get this. Well, let's see what it gives us. Go back to the 15 minutes. That's an entry order. We'll see what that's. If this stays here too long or it gives us anything, if it drops, make a flag, we'll change the pattern. Well, not change it. We'll still see what pattern it's making and decide whether it's still upside. That's a buy setup. I'm going now with all of the analysis out and how patterns can change. I'm just going to go really fast now. Silver. Yesterday, I told you can take this trade only if you're seasoned traders and you know how to manage it. And it can possibly be a running flat. That's the only reason you'll take it. It's a running flat. So it's a bigger flat than that. I think we will stay here. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back up. We're not trying to buy this. It's probably making core correction. Come here, go back up there, come back here, go back there, and then drop. We could be in this for a while. I don't think this is the one that is going to drop because I'm not looking at this as 1, 2, 3. And this one dropping off. If that's going to happen, we'll probably see the change and we'll go for it. But so far, I don't think that's a good sell. So this was a buy. This is not a sell. I'll take it off now. Now we should be looking for a sell setup. I don't know if any one of the traders took the trade, but I think we assumed this morning that this might drop from here. It could also get very corrective. This could get very corrective. I wouldn't be surprised if it does this and then come here and then go. Right? This could be a flat of its own. And then we'll get 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. So let's wait and see. We don't really have any good trade in here right now. But once this pattern completes itself, and if you go back to when this was at the top there, I think we explained that possibility of it repeating this. So you have to go back through the days that we were doing this and stop at any given pattern and then go back and look at that on all the days and see how it behaved. So once it did this, I showed you that the first impulse was that, the first impulse was that, we could repeat this. Well, the magic happens, we're repeating it. We're literally repeating the same thing. So we know what is going to happen. If it continues doing what we think it's going to do, which is come here, go there, come back here, go there. It's going to drop like this and then go back up there and then come here and then go back up. So we'll have a big correction here for upside. Because if that becomes a big daily correction, it's correcting this impulse going up there, right? So we're correcting this impulse here. And if we stay in this range, right, go there, come here, go there, come here, we're going out of this structure. How far out? Well, depending, we'll come back and we'll break this top here. Now, if you get a really big flat in here, the chances are we're not going to break the top. Chances are we still stay in this one. Coming back to this top, and then come back all the way back to the bottom. But this will be a huge move for us if that happens. So we go back 1 hour. We're in this flat. Let's see how it goes. We're trying to trade in this piece here now. And if you can trade in this piece, then think of it breaking out to come to this top. That would be a big move. We'll take this out for now. That sell was for the Asian session. This sell here is for a flat, also in the Asian session. And if you took this sell, it's mostly because I think this is making a correction. We wanted to take this to see if it's going to come all the way to the bottom and then go back up, or if it's going to stay here and go. So as it stands right now, it could be more of a buy setup. We can't buy it here because we're not sure. This is the flat. We do have a flat here. I think this is a clear flat. Right, we have a flat there. We drop here. This could still go more. You have 1, 2, 3. But this could still go more. We're in this impulse. Right? So from the bottom here, from this bottom, it went up. So it's this one that we're correcting right now. Right? It could either make a big flat here and drop, or it could work its way back to the top. I mostly believe we're going to go higher. But we don't have any buy setup. As soon as we get a buy setup, we'll take the trade. So if you were in the sell, it's off. It's finished. That was for the Asian session this morning. Wait for the trade. Euro, sell setup. If you got tagged here, you use that opportunity to close it. That opportunity there to close it. I hope you did. If you didn't, it's going to still come. I still think it's more downside. I'm looking at that as a possible running flat. Right? So we put the entry under the low. I don't think this is going to go back up totally, but if it starts to go, it will make a flag before it goes, right? And the flag will be our buy setup. So for now, it's a sell setup. I think this is an easy one, also a sell setup. This is an easy one, also a sell setup. That was a sell yesterday if you took that trade. That trade should have been taken somewhere else, but we're not going to go into that now. Higher. The details you're gonna, because it did make a running flat. And that's what we were looking for, right? If you remember. This one made an expanding flat. It was a running flat yesterday, classical running flat. Came here, didn't break up, went up for an expanding flat. Good job. It dropped. So if you took it from here or anywhere higher, you did well. Now it's a sell setup. As of now, all of these are sell setup. We will see how far these break and go. They can just break, drop a little here and go back up, but as of now, they're sell setups that we will take and we'll see how far they go. The New Zealand has a bigger pattern that we looked at this morning in the Asian session. Why don't, not the New Zealand, the Aussie. Aussie has a bigger, this one. So we look at this pattern and we're thinking that if this is going to drop and break the low, the closest we can come to this pattern would be this expanding flat. And it makes sense. So we'll wait to see if we break the low. New Zealand, we haven't looked at that as yet. I think we'll have to sort for something that makes sense with this as a pattern. We'll figure that out afterwards if this comes and break the low. I'm not sure New Zealand will go break the low. I have a very strong feeling New Zealand might just drop like this and then go right back up. I don't think we'll break this low because I don't see anywhere to put this. But if that happens, we'll still see, right? So they're all sell setups. Yen buy setup, we're going to break the top. We were telling you to keep buying it all the way to go break that top. It's about to break the top. It's going very slow. It will eventually get there. All the buys will eventually get there. Wherever you're taking buys, break even small flags, you'll probably stay with it now until it gets to the top and see what happens. Swiss is correcting. So yesterday's webinar, if you miss it, you should watch it because that will help you understand a little about wave analysis. Like we said, we have 1, 2, 3. We need this to be the core correction. And we need this to consolidate, 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 drop, go back up, come back down, go back up. So right now it's consolidated. And we can trade inside the consolidation. So you can go inside the consolidation and trade inside. I don't like the idea of a buy here. We're making a buy setup here. Running flat. I don't really like that idea very much. We have a running flat here too. I don't like that idea very much. So they'll probably break the top and pull back here if we're going to look at this as a possible running flat before we go back up like this and then come down. So that's an option. The second option, well, this is a bigger expanding flat. It's already an expanding flat, but it's a bigger expanding flat. This just breaks the top and then come down. So if we have this option and this option, every time you break the top, look for a sell setup. Because it's either going to come down back, break the top and come down back like this and then go back up, or break the top and come down like this. So we'll sell this and then we'll see how far it goes. CAD. Buy setup. If you took this one, close it. You should have closed that since morning. Close it. We're looking for another buy setup here. If this drop a little more, we might put the entry lower. So when you see two like that, it means I just left it for you traders to, to see what you should have done with the trade, which means in here we had break even this morning, close the trade, put the entry above the top. Why? Because this is going to make a deeper correction. And we don't know how deep that is going to go. This one will come break this top and then downside. So when you join us, I think it was on Monday, we expect this to drop. We sold it down. We expect it to go back up. Two possible flats we showed you with this one. And right now that it's going back up, this one proves to be the flat. So this should get here, come back here, and then go. Like I said, we will break that top and we probably break it more than once before we go down. And the biggest structure is playing out and we'll see how that goes. So put it on the 15. Let's get the trade to the upside, see how far that goes. Euro Aus buy setup, pretty easy. If you follow the rule, you should have put the entry order here. Or worst case above here. But that's okay. We had it here yesterday because we didn't break the low. We didn't make a new low. This is also a buy setup. Right? We broke out. It's starting to go. It's going to break this top. And then from there, we'll see what happens. So there's at least one more impulse up today. You're in New Zealand. Yesterday, we were looking for a sell because this dropped. I said, if it makes a flag here, sell. It didn't make a flag. It actually went up. So now we're looking for a buy setup. The buy is also dangerous. Right? The buy is because we looked at all the New Zealand pair this morning in the trading room. And they all have a specific thing about them. They have a little more move either to the downside in the case of New Zealand dollar, or a little more move in the upside in case of Euro New Zealand, Pound New Zealand, and then a possibility for an opposite side trade. So we'll be careful of the sells and the buys in New Zealand on the smaller flags, right, on this. Now, should this consolidate here more, we'll probably get a trade up, pull back here, make a running flat, go back up there, and then there's a good chance we could still drop. If this drop, we'll make a bigger flat here and then go up. We'll still go up. So we're putting this as a buy, but with a lot of caution, because I doubt it will be the takeoff. This move is pretty sharp, and it cannot be all the correction by itself. That will be pretty strange, but let's see. So it's a buy setup for now with a lot of caution. If you're not a seasoned trader, you probably would want to take that if wave and assets not a thing. So remember, I didn't buy euro here because it was the top, and I said when you're at the top, there's a good chance it will just break the top and turn. Yesterday it was here, and I said the same thing. You probably shouldn't buy it, but if you really want to buy it, put it above the top. Manage the trade carefully, because when it breaks the top, it can turn. We're looking for this trade, and then the buy setup becomes interesting from this point. Well, it actually did break the top. By rule, you wouldn't have to worry. You should have got break even in that trade. Whether that pattern exists or not, you still should have closed the trade for break even. And we have a sell setup now. This sell setup could change. If this gets back to the top here, we'll just assume it's making a bigger flat. One more up. So if you're looking for a sell at the bottom of a move like this here, and it goes back to the top, take this out, let it come back here, assume you made a bigger flat, and look for the buy setup. So if this works its way up here and come back here, we'll just do this and look for a buy setup. Simple. Let's see. Right now, there's a sell setup in it. You can put the orange trader here and wait to see what happens. Put it as a sell, an active sell. But it has to turn now. EuroCAD dropped, both trades dropped. This one is not going good. We decided this morning we'd probably close it. And it's doing exactly what we thought it could do, make a bigger running flat. So with this piece going down slow like this, with all this, like this, there's a good chance you will go back up. Not exactly like this, but with an up move looking like that. Or even like this one. And then this could be a running flat here for downside. So if we take this to be the correction of its own, let's say we decide that's a correction of it, this sharp move here, drop making something like this, dropping again, doing this, means you could probably get yourself a running flat here and then drop. It's still downside. So now you can take out those. If you took them out already, great. If you haven't, then just take them out. Wait for an entry order here for the sell. If we get a flag earlier, we'll sell the flag. So entry order there for it to drop. Now, remember, we still have this possibility, because we don't know that this is a flat of its own. It could be a 1, 2, 3. If they're going to repeat that, this could probably still either from here go back deep and then come here and then go back up, or this one come deeper, go back up there, come here, go back up, and then drop. So once we're still in this move here, we have to be cautious that this could happen. But we keep selling. So the new sell will come under here. The only reason we're looking for that is the possibility of a running flat. Let me draw the running flat. Should it not be a running flat, if you're going to buy it, you'll need a wave. Can we sell from anywhere higher if we get a flag? So I'm looking at this as a possibility of a running flat. Let's negate that running flat first. If it makes a flag here, then we consider a buy to the upside. Euro Swiss. Well, it's a sell setup, but not exactly the one we want. We can take the trade and see what happens with it. So you're in this trade here. You had a 1, 2, 3 up. Remember, we're trying to break this stop because that's the correction. But when it's not doing that. And when it's not doing that, it means you're making more consolidation. So we can actually sell this. You'll have to put a stop a little higher than just above this stop. And let's see if it comes back to this bottom here. What if we're doing this? Like 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, maybe with a little pullback somewhere here, and then go break that up and come back. Okay, this will pull back all the way to the top. So the idea is that they're trying to go break the top. This is a sell setup. This was your buy yesterday, and you probably had break even because they went there, come back, go back, come back. I mean, you had a lot of time to close that trade. So we can put the name shorter here for the sell. I'll put it like this, maybe a little lower because you could make a bigger running flat, put it here. Because you could be making this a running flat. 1, 2, 3, flat here, go back up and then drop. In that case, we put the shorter here or look for a flag here. If you get a flag on the way down. So you want to stay away from that one. You don't want this to come here just enough to tag you and drag you back to the top. Now, would this be a separate flat here for upside? Depending on how high this go, and when this come back, how we see the structure. That is possible, but right now we'll go with the downside. So we'll look for, if you get a flag here, sell. Sell setup. Euro-pound. So I think we're making one out of two running flats. Either this is a running flat forming here now, or we're going to drop some more. This is going to drop some more, and then go back up, making this the running flat. Now, since I don't know which one is the running flat, we can put an entry above the top and see what it does. This one, you should have closed that trade anywhere. Anywhere in here you close that trade, it's okay. It's positive. Put back that entry. Well, if you say, well, why shouldn't I stay with the trade to see where it's going to go? That's an option, you can do that. But most times you're going to get break even or a loss. So there's no point keeping it. Pangos, this is a good one because this will be a learning lesson for you. So yesterday we looked at this pattern and I said, this is really sharp, right? So two things are going to happen here now. It's either going to drop to the bottom. This one is either going to drop to the bottom here and then go back up, or it's make a running flat. 1, 2, 3, make a running flat and then go back up. So for traders who are not seasoned traders, who are not very experienced, you would have to wait for a flag to sell. But traders who are experienced, you can take a more aggressive trade here. Why? Because you know how to close this trade, which means if you're in this trade, you close that for break even. You let it go up. You probably even look for a flag to buy it. We don't have. It's still a running flat. So I'll take this out. When you close it, you should have your entry under the low. Take both of them out. It's still a running flat because we broke the top. And now we're making a flag at the top there. So the question is, should we buy it? I think we can go for the buy because we're not sure it's a running flat now. It could be. I mean, that we're not sure that the bigger structures are running flat anymore. This one. I'm not sure that's still a running flat. I still like it for a running flat, but right now it's not, you know, this piece has, this could be 1, 2, 3, and that's only correction. And this is the top of this move, which means this belongs to this, but we don't have anything else here. So if you're going to take this trade, it could do this and then come back for a deeper correction and then go. And that would be okay, right? Then we drop. So which is it? Let's take the trade and see which is it. Always take the trade as long as you understand what it can do, you'll manage it. So we put a buy entry. And if it tags us and start pulling back, we'll figure out what to do with it. See? So this would be a buy now because we have a flag there. It's not the best buy, but let's go with it. Hung in. Okay. We didn't break the top, so we're coming down. And we'll likely have to go back up. So this could drop here, but it's likely going back up there. Either this is a flat, we looked at that as a flat and it goes up, or it stays here for a while and then go. So rather than sell this, let it drop and then look for a buy setup. Pound New Zealand, we're getting a flag here, and like all the New Zealand trades, I told you there's a chance that this flag might just break the top and come back here. Because all the waves in this are strong, sharp waves, and I don't see them, you know, finishing this bit back. 1 second, guys. So while we are here, you can take this trade, but again, if you're a very good trader in terms of wave analysis, that you know how to exit this trade, should it do that? Because it could do that, come back here. We might even get one more up and one more down and then go. These three are pretty sharp. One of them, will this be the correction? It's too small too. This has a small one here, see? This doesn't have a small one, but it has a pullback. This one has a few small ones in them, very, very small. So I'm not sure this is going to take off, which means you should not take the trade if you don't have the skill level to exit, because that could happen anytime. Punkat, sell setup. We'll go with the sell, especially when it comes back there. We'll go with the sell setup, put it under the low, put that under the low, and we'll go with the sell. I hope this doesn't tag anybody. You don't want to tag, you want to stay away a little from the low too, because it keeps coming down. It might tag the low again and go back up. You want to stay with 5 pips or so away from that. Why is that a good trade? Well, we figure out this pattern. We said maybe this is a flat with an expanding flat and a contracting flat inside, and the bigger one is an expanding flat. That is a possibility. So we will take this, but the last 2 times that came down, it didn't go very far. See these flags, they didn't go very far. So this could probably do this and go right back up. But you should still take the trade, and then we manage it from there. Can it go one more up? Yeah, it can go a lot more up. I was trying to get it to break that up. So let's wait and see. This sell is a good idea. You have to take trade and then manage it. Right now, this is going sideways. The sell there was good. The sell here was break even. This one is a sell setup, but I don't think it's going anywhere. This here will probably just break the low and go back up because we have this. So it does this, and then that sell becomes a real good sell. So if you want to sell this here, you have to keep a stop somewhere here or somewhere here. Give this the possibility of becoming even an expanding flat before you get rid of it. So there's a risk in selling this here now. You probably wait till it drops, go back up, and then sell. But again, if you want to give yourself a test on how good your skills are, sell it. So we're going to put it aggressive sell. Aussie Swiss. If it's a running flat, it could drop quite a lot before it actually come back. Aussie Swiss sell again. This is the third sell. This is a giveaway, right? I keep telling you that from the very start, that these are giveaway. You don't have to worry. That was a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one, right? These are just dropping very nice. And it looks like we're going to break this low. So keep selling. See, this was a good sell. This was a sell. This was a sell. From here, you'd probably sell. This was a sell. This was a sell. So the sells are good. Let's see. Aussie yen. Okay, we didn't sell this because we weren't sure what this is doing. We put a sell here, but the best thing for us is if this actually worked its way back to the top there. It was this running flat, and then this sell becomes good. Right, that sell would be perfect. So if it drops now, the chances are it could still go back up because we might get a running flat there. Pretty much like this one, right? See if you took this, right? If you took this to the upside and you're thinking where this would go, first you would take it only to break this top and then go down, but then it went higher, come back here and then go up. So that's a flat. So we're looking for similar here. This, come here, go back up, make a flat, sell setup. Aussie CAD. Okay, remember this didn't break the top, and we're like, it has to go break the top, but it didn't. And we look at the structure, and there's this big flat. That was why we think it should break the top. So if it's not breaking the top, and this is the top, that one is top. This is a huge flat at the top there. 15 minutes will show you better. That's a pretty huge flat at the top, like really, really big. 1, 2, 3, way back to the top. Then drop, and we're doing this. So if we look at it this way, we have a move up that is pretty sharp, like really, really sharp. And then you get some corrections in here. So even if this drops here a little, we have to expect a move up back like this for a flat, and then the sell. Right, so if we get that running flat and then get the sell, it would be a perfect sell setup to take. Should we take this flag to the downside? Good question. We're looking for running flat. So you can take it because running flats sometimes are extended, which means this can drop and then go and drop and then go and drop, and then you get this. And we'll just put these two here and go. We have an example of that. See this running flat here? We bought that because we knew it could be extended, and this turned out to be extended. Sometimes a lot of them are, sometimes they're not. You don't know which one. So if this goes up, it wouldn't tag you. We would like it to go up and then the sell. So that's why we're not putting this on. Aussie, New Zealand, sell, sell, and sell again. Even if you sell this morning, you're still in close, re-enter. See, if you sell this morning, you're there for many, many hours. Well, this is the only one that you can actually stay on for much longer with it because it always will consolidate a lot. So you don't necessarily, my traders know that we trade this before and they're like, you have to have a lot of patience if you trade this because anywhere you put the click, it will tag, you pull back a little, then go. So this trade, if you're still in, you can either take break even, put the entry lower or go there. If you're not in trade, put the entry lower like this. New Zealand yen. So we're getting a sell setup here, but the problem is this. This looks very much like a running flat. Sorry, guys. Didn't get a mute there. I was going to mute, but too late. This could drop like this and then go right back up, right? That's one option. But the bigger problem, the bigger thing with that is that we're at the top of this structure. It could come down from there. It doesn't need to go higher, right? It could drop from there, come here. So if we don't sell it and it drop, I think we'll regret that, right? If this thing, if let's say this is a standalone correction, a smaller version, and this drops here, we would definitely want that trade. See that little one there? This little one could drop. But we didn't have this in front of that, right? So that's a kind of a plus for this one, for the sell there. 1 second, guys.
Anil, you are muted.
Sorry. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So the question is, can this make a flat here? Go back one more and still drop? It's possible, right? So if we're going to sell this for the drop, we have to be cautious that should it just go break the low and decide to go back up, you have to get out of trade. But not selling it would be a crime if it drops, right? If this thing dropped all the way to the bottom and not selling it, we will come back and look at this either as a contracting flat or this is a separate flat of its own. A separate correction, not flat. We might even go to the extent of saying this could be a running flat here because there's a possibility for that. This is the end of the structure now. So we'll sell it with a lot of caution, right? So that you know. And this is where the knowledge comes. Knowing what it could be would depend on how you manage the trade as you go along, right? New Zealand CAD. Same here. The difference, this one didn't break the top. This didn't break the top. Now, can it go one more up and then drop? We actually expect it to go one more because we didn't break this low. So we're thinking that this thing needs to go break that top. So it could break this low, go back, break that top, and then come down. Now, here's the problem. This is the sharpest one among them. There's 3 waves. If you take this one, this, and this, that's a perfect flat except for this problem. So what happens when that happens? Sometimes you get this come back all the way to the bottom here. Very sharp like this. This becomes a flat. We go back up, we come down here, and then we go. This is a correction in a daily structure for one down and then up. So can we stay in that sideways for a while, up and down? Can we stay in this sideways here for a while? Come back here, go back there, come here, break this low, and then go, making this a flat of its own. I don't see why we can't. Seems like a good idea, right? Before we get this. Because this is definitely not doing that now. So come back to the 4-hour. And since we got the sell on the New Zealand yen, and we might as well take the sell here because this could just be a deep pullback that goes down. You're going to take the sell, also with a lot of caution, that it might break the low and go back up. So you probably don't take all of them, take one of them. And the same thing with the New Zealand Swiss. So we're going to put the sell setups with a lot of caution. New Zealand Swiss, this one actually made a sharp pullback here, and you're getting a flag to sell here now. Same structure, same everything, sell setup. This is pretty sharp. When it's so sharp and you're getting consolidation here, they might just do this, go back there, make a flat, and then go down. Your call. This is the last one you want to sell, so I'll take it off because this one is a little more dangerous for you to manage. Kadian? We're at the top of the structure, right? We don't necessarily have to break the top because we broke the low. So can it drop from this point here? Could this be its own correction here? Right? That would be the entire piece. This entire piece here has its own correction. Right? This piece here. And this is going up. I think that is a possibility, right? So if we get sell setups, we'll take it. I don't think this is ready for the sell. This is making a flat. We had a flat here. See that? An up move, a flat, an up move, a small flag, an up move. There's a good chance we're making a flat here. And then go back up one more, then drop. So we don't have any trade setups here. We'd leave it. We'll wait for the setup and then we go. Cat Swiss. Okay, if this starts to drop, that was the buy. Take it off. I think you had a number of buys there. If this is going to drop, any flag here will sell. If it's going back up, we'll buy it. So I have to go lower for you to see structurally what this is doing. So these were like just smaller versions, smaller flags, smaller flags, smaller flags. It's here. If it makes a flag here, we sell. Right? Any flag here in the 15, we're selling. If you think it's going to go back up, put an entry above the top. Right? It could be they make a sharp one like this. It goes back up like that. Come back here, make another one like this, and then go like that. We'll consider the buy. After that, you had this one. So if it comes here, make a flag, we start buying or an entry above the top. I'm in the 5 minutes so you can see that structure, right? So right now, we just wait. You can put the buy setup and see where it goes. The buy wouldn't affect you if it has to take off before you get tagged in the buy. If it stays here with a flag, we'll sell. So put the buy active. Swiss yen. Still upside. It's just making deeper correction, right? It's making deeper correction like this, very similar to this one. So I wouldn't be surprised if this drop, do this, and then go back up. So you get a move up, you get a pull back, you get a move up, you get a pull back, get another move up, and then from there we'll see what happens. And it gets to that top, right? Because we're still in this move. So if you come back pretty deep here, and then go there, we're coming back for this one. Break the top or not, we're coming back for that one, and then one more up. So let that finish what it's doing. We don't have any trade in it. Look for the sell setup now. Finally, you might be getting the sell setup, right? So remember when this was here, we said look for a buy setup. And then when it came to the bottom, this was explained in details in a number of videos. So you should watch all of them starting from when it made that up move, how we plan the trade, what trade we're looking for, what we think is going to happen. And now look for a sell setup. It's making a flag. Let's hope it's a running flat, right? You had a sharp move here. So if it stays here a while, sell this, but keep a stop above the top because it can do this, go there to come down. Looking for a sell setup with an entry under the low. How many flags you're going to get before you get a sharp move? I don't know. So we keep selling. And this should drop really fast because we're looking at that as a flat. And I'm looking at this as a flat possibility. What would change? Sorry, what would change that into a buy? Well, if it stays right where it is and consolidate for the next couple hours. So let's say you get tagged here and then it pull back sharp and start to do this. Yeah, we'll buy. You'll be out of the sell. Natural gas. Yeah, exactly what we thought, right? So the sell yesterday, when you sell this one, it made a big flat. You got out. When you sell this, it's making another flat. You're getting another flat here. And if you sell this, it's probably going to drop and make another flat, but you can do that. You have to get the hell out of it really quick. Right? You'll have to get the hell out of this one really quick because that could be the turning point. Right? This could come here now, break the low and turn. This could drop here. Sorry. This one could drop here, break this low, and then go right back up. That move, make a running flat, and then drop. So if you're going to sell this with extreme caution, I'll wait for this to finish what it's doing and then we'll sell. I think this will probably make a flat here. Come back there, go there, drop. This is by New York, we get to sell. US 30. Okay, now you can sell. I'll take out all these buys. Those were buys, and now we start selling. Take that out. Now we start selling. So we didn't sell this yesterday because remember it came way back to the top. We had to sell. When it came back to the top, we took it off. It was the right thing to do. So now it's going to tell us what it's doing. It's either going to drop again and then good for us with the sell, or now it's going to go back up, make a new high. And this was the consolidation. So if it's going to go make a new high, why don't we buy it? Question is, where do you buy it? What's confirming that it's going to make a new high? Right now, we're looking for a sell setup. So if it goes a little more and start to make a flag here, we buy this flag, take this out and go for that trade. The same setup you have in all three of them. So now we can put sells. We can put active sells. I'll put active sells on them now because we couldn't put it in the Asian session. We didn't have enough of a flag here. I'll take off the buys and put the sells here. This one is perfect. Remember I telling you about those channels, and when they make the channel, what they do, they'll drop through the channel to the bottom. We didn't buy this to go up because once it break that top, it could drop. Did exactly that. Now let's see if this is a flat. This is just a small pullback. It could make a flat here. And if it makes a flat, that is even much better for you because the confidence to the selling, it would be much more easy. With a small pullback, we're not sure. Right, with this, it could still do this and make a flag here, and then that's a buy setup. Pull back here and then go. Made a flat like that, and that will be okay. So it's a sell setup for now. We'll see how far they go. Remember, this piece still kind of could still be a running flat. All of them. NASDAQ has a good example of that. This could still be a running flat. So what you should put here is a sell setup. These were buys, take them off. This was a buy that you probably got break even out of. Well, by rule, you should have closed this trade, right? If you didn't get it, join us, you will know the rule. Right, then this one, all these buys we take off. Now we're going for the sells. We're repeating these flags. These are very small flags. Put the entry order and manage them. Don't let it tag you if it's coming down slow. This is only if it's going to drop. If it's coming down slow, take it off. It's making a more complex flag. Tesla. Still look for buy. I still think this will go up unless you get a really big flag here. Okay, this one, again, on the 1 hour, see how long it's been there. What you do is you close the trade. It's coming back. Do we look for a bigger expanding flat here? Or wait for another one? I mean, do we put this as part of the correction? Maybe, could fit. So this is still a buy setup. We didn't break the top, so we're still looking for buys, which means this could still come here and then go back up. That's a big flat. I don't think it's going to go that high. So if this is the impulse and you're correcting here, it could still come here and go back up. Wait for the buy setup. You can put an entry above the top, assume it's a running flat. Put an entry here. If it's a running flat, it will take off. I mean this part. Assume that this here is a running flat. And this will take off. Because then we'll assume that this here is a correction of its own. Right? So it's going up slowly, but now it could take off, so go with that. We're out of the structure and we're consolidating above it. That's a buy setup. We're looking for a sell here. This is where we're looking for the sell. We're waiting to see whether this would consolidate here and drop. Now that it's above it and that looks like a flat, that's a good buy setup. Let's see if it goes. If they come lower, we look at a possible running flat, right? If this comes lower, I look at this as a possible running flat still for upside. So either way, for now, it's upside. FR40, well, this one, that was a buy. If you took it, you probably want to close it because if you close it, put an entry above the top here also. Or put it to break even and stay with it. And this nifty. Wait for this to make a flag here and then sell. Bitcoin. It went up a little more, but it's pulling back. So could we put it like this now and see if this one still happens? It just has to come back to here, right? So if we're looking for a move down that is the equivalent of this, you just need to do that. So this could be a buy setup here. Right, if you get a flag there, that could be a buy because this is all you probably need to pull back if we're looking at a move, right? So the one we're looking for was this one here. This move down. Right, assuming it's going to make this because we got to move up, we got to move down, we got to move up, we got to move down. We're looking at these two as a running flat. You got to move up. We got this move down now. You got to move up. And now you're getting this down. So it could probably still go up now. Put an inch above the top, see how far that goes. Right, if that confirms what we think it is, it's going to go. If it comes lower, take off the trade, expect a flat, more downside, and we'll look at the structure again. But right now, I think that's a possibility. XRP, this could still go back up. I don't think it would, but it could still go back up as a 1, 2, 3. That's a flat pattern. So this here could still go. If you see this making a flat here right now, it's kind of a small running flat, which is not the best option for a buy. But you can put an entry order here. Should it do this and come back down, you'll get a. If it starts to do this, take off the trade. But what if it does that and straight out of, right? This is 1, 2, 3, and upside. Then it's worth taking the trade. You've got a perfect flat in the middle. Right? So that makes sense. The buy setup can come here. Again, if it takes long, take off the trade. You want it to go immediately. Right above the stop. You want this to take off. ADA, it's going to go. You have a flat here, so one more up. You have this flat. So it's definitely going to go one more up, and it's already going. This one here is already going. So buy there was not a bad idea. See how high they go. BNB, you already have a flat. We already broke the top, so there's nothing to do here. Unless it makes a flag. This one, I think, is coming from a bottom here, right? So this could still go. This could keep going for a long time. I think there's a big move to the upside for this. Yeah, if we're going, we could go much like this all the way to this stop here. You could be looking at this as the 1, 2 to this level and then go back there for 3. So there's still a lot to go, right? We're in this big flat. I am not sure that this is the one that starts the impulse to go because we're in a flat here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we could go 1, make it 2 here, go back for a 3 there, and then drop and break the low. Right? That could make sense. That looks like a perfect flat to me because this is the low. So back to this stop. Let's take this out and put the line. That would be easier to gauge, right? So we're in this trading zone. And we're going back to that top. Go for the buy. Look for buy setups. Wait for this to make a small flag and go for the buy. Dash. Yeah, big flat. This is also going up one more. Now, does this have a big picture to the upside? I don't think so. See, this is pretty flat. So once you break that top, I don't know, maybe it comes back down or then it just keeps going. We'll see. But this one is the low one. This is a huge flat at the bottom here. Dot. This is the only one we don't have anything for that sharp move now. All of them take that sharp move and make a running flat. So I think we will be here for a while, and then we're going to actually go. So you may want to close that trade if you took it here. If you're lower, that's okay. So I think this here now will be the big flat. Sorry. This here now will be the big flat. This range. And then go. Something like that. AVA. Well, we really don't have anything for that big one as well. See, it's coming from a low, but then again, if this is the lowest point, we know if this is the low. It could be a mess here. If this is the low, then it's okay. We can go more. Now we have the equivalent of these three. This one, this one, and this one. So the question, do we make a new low? Right? That is a possibility. So now what you want at the top, you want a flat to confirm upside. Or you want the flag for the downside. Right now, it looks more like a flat to confirm upside. Right, this looks like more to make a flat in here. Come back here and then go. So if it does that, we'll go for the upside. I think we have a flat here also. And we just broke the top. We just broke that top again. But if it makes a flag, go with it. Put it on the 4 hour, let's see. It's going up. Actually, still more upside. So we can put it like this. We have this flat. I'm not sure if this is a slow climb, but it looks like that's what's going to be. We have this flat here. This is the lowest point. Let's go to the daily. This is the lowest point, right, in this whole thing. That's the lowest point. And this is a very slow climb. So we went up, we made a flat, we went up, we made a pullback. We're still going up now. Take this off. It's still going up. So can it go all the way to the top there? Why not? It's moving up and it's getting more aggressive than when it was at the bottom here. See, this was just a small flat here. This didn't go well. 1, 2, 3. I think you take it from there. Right, you had an up move. You have 1, 2, 3. You get this, you get a pullback, and you're going. So this is a buy setup. Wait for a small flag here and then buy. Link, upside. This is a single drop and we're in the middle of it, so we're going to make a flat here and upside. I'll go. You already made an expanding flat. This is huge. Unless this is making a separate one, and I think it could be a separate one because you can make an argument for this being a running flat. Make an argument for this being its own flat. Number of pieces. So let's see what this does. If this takes off, we go with this expanding flat. If this consolidates here and come back, we go with this flat. Big picture, what? Big picture, we're still okay. So you have 1, you have 2, and they're going. If you make a big flat here, we're going more up. And the final one. Magic works. Remember, I explained this pattern, this possibility of this running flat. That's exactly what it is. Right, so now we're here. This is the lowest point. We're expecting it to go more. I think this could probably make a flag here, come back here, and then go. Let's see. This would be a good buy if you get it back from the bottom there. I think that's it. This one has a big move to the upside. I'm pretty sure they'll finish that move. And it's kind of slow now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just take off. Right, so this slowness, what is it, at the top there, this one could be a slow start here, but go really sharp at the top. And then we'll turn. ETH, we did it already. It's probably just come in. So, okay, ETH went up from this one. I was expecting it to drop from here because of this big flat. It went up to the top. I don't think that it's totally going up, even if we break that up. Because we have this correction here. See, this is a big correction. You got to move up. You got another correction. Let's assume we don't have anything for this sharp one as well. That's relatively sharp. Right? You got a small flag in it, but it's relatively sharp. It's like super sharp. We don't have anything for that. So if this comes back here, and I think there's a possibility that this could come back here, we would look at this as a possible. That would be 1, 2, 3. We'd look at this as a possible flat. Go back up there, right, for this one. Come back here and then go. So we could be in this one a longer one. Could it be that this is all the correction? That is the flat and this is all the correction? Or can we put that with something else? Nothing here, nothing here. Right? None of them broke the low. So let's wait and see how this goes. If it breaks the top, we'd assume that this flat is over. That means we can go down. See? It can go up more, especially if it breaks the flat and come here, then we're expecting downside. Come back from there to here, and then go back up. I think we've seen that pattern pretty often, right? We don't necessarily need to break this low. You just go back up from there. So now it's at the top. We don't have any trade. If you're going to get a buy setup, it needs a flat or a flag at the top there. We don't have either. It's a small flag. Don't trade that small flag at the top of the structure. So now we wait and see. If you're in this one, you will probably have to, look at the patterns and decide if you want to take your money off and wait for a lower move or stay with it. Anything else? I think we just finished that. I'll stop the recording and we will still stay in the room. So if you join us this afternoon, which is the very last session, when we close the recording, we still stay here for a while and discuss other trades if you want, right? So you get a chance to ask questions and all of that. For YouTube's sake, we don't want to register it too long because the video becomes extremely long. I'll stop the recording here and we'll take some questions.